I wanted to be a singer growing up.
Growing up, I always wanted to be a baseball player.
I wanted to be a veterinarian.
I legitimately remember saying famous.
My family was completely against it.
You have to have the mindset that you want to be better than the next person.
And this is Wannabe.
My name is Jeffrey Kloss, also known as Nerdcomedygaming, and this is Wannabe.
How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Nerdcomedygaming. $250 for No Kid Hungry.
Growing up, I always wanted to be a baseball player. What I loved about baseball is it was always a part of my life with my family. It was one of the few things that we would do together. And I just kind of grew up with it, constantly watching games and animes and shows all about baseball. And it was just always surrounding my life. We just weren't able to afford high school ball. It was just too expensive for my family, and I saw how much of a struggle it was, so I decided it was time for me to leave. We didn't really have a lot of technology, computers, anything like that, so my outlet was the library and comic books. Especially because I was a big fan of comic books and that wasn't popular when I was in elementary. So making people laugh made them kind of forget that I was a huge nerd and made them like me a little bit more. I think that was my first outlet of escape and kind of taught me to try and do something bigger than myself.
What if Spider-Man didn't become a crime fighter? This is the finale for The Last Ronin.
Probably one of my biggest growth spurts was through TikTok was comic book content. I feel like that just kind of generated another aspect for people to get to know me and enjoy my personality, which is what my stream is about. I'm not a professional gamer. I'm here for the entertainment. Grabbing that audience from TikTok, them finding out, yo, there's other people who like comics. Let me check out this streamer. And that kind of correlates to my growth on Twitch and YouTube as well. I started gaming right out the womb. Started playing on the N64, the GameCube, and any other Nintendo console with my brothers. It was also a part of my life next to baseball. Started streaming August of 2018 when I built my first PC, which turned out to be a complete flop. I didn't understand how hard it was to stream. I didn't pick it back up again until December of that year. When I started streaming again in December of 2018, it was definitely more casual. I just wanted to have fun. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate just came out at the time. I was just having a really good time. It didn't become more serious to me until about February of 2019. The California fires were going on, and I did my first charity stream, which was actually done here at the HyperX Arena. Charity stream for the World Wildlife Fund. After that charity stream, I just realized I wanted to be a part of the esports industry. That following day, I found out one of my viewers lost everything during the California fire, and he said my streams were one of the only reasons why he's still here on Earth. After that, I felt that this is my true passion. I do feel responsible to some extent for my audience. A lot of them come to me with problems and they use my stream as an escape. I always want to be that light and that person for them to come to when they're having a bad day. Streaming is definitely an escape for me. It's one of the few things that keep me going positive and keep me going in life for sure. Anything that gets the chat interacting with me and we're both playing and having a good time, that's definitely what I love to have. Just finding ways to make a difference even as a small streamer. First started streaming, my family was completely against it. And to be honest, they kind of still are against it. Going from a mechanical engineer in college to the next day doing a charity stream and swapping out of that major completely, I'm sure that can bring a lot of shock to families, and it definitely brought shock to mine. My mom has slowly started to like it, especially after the charity stream, because my brother put it on the TV for her and she thought I was on TV. I think she still thinks that to this day, so she realizes that I could actually do something nice for the world out of streaming. I think what puts me aside from other streamers is honestly the passion and the reason I'm doing everything for it. One of my biggest goals in terms of content creation is actually starting my own charity, and I really want to revolve it around mental health. I've came across a lot of people who struggle with their mental health, as well as myself. The stream has become an outlet for my own mental health, and I feel like a charity backing that for gamers and a younger audience in terms of mental health would be amazing. My friend passed away early February, and there was a competition going on called Luminosity Rising Stars at that time, and I didn't want to join it. I didn't have the motivation until I had a dream of my friend coming to me telling me to join it. And in the next 48 hours, I filmed my video and I made it to the top 12. And when I made it into the top 12, I got that email about 2 weeks later. And when I got that email, an hour later, I found that my father was in the hospital dying. So when I got that email, it was just full motivation. It was frustrating. It was happiness that I might finally have the chance to make it, and then sadness that my dad might not be able to see it. and he passed away the next day. And my full motivation went into making my stream look as good as possible and researching everything I could about Luminosity Rising Stars, making my lighting better, my camera better. Sadly, I didn't win it. I made it to top 6, but I lost. And it felt like probably one of my biggest failures. I really wanted to win it for my friend and my dad, and I couldn't. Instead, I was able to find some motivation still from my friends, my brothers, and they kept me on my correct path, and they told me just to get back up, keep trying, and that they would want me to keep trying. And that's why for the next 4 months, I stopped making content, learned Premiere Pro, learned other programs, got better, and now I'm just on a different level than I was back in February and January this year. I think the younger version of myself who was really passionate about baseball saw me today. I think honestly he would be glad, because deep down I remember as a kid watching streamers like Ali A, KYR Speedy, Vanos, Dashy, and so many others. And me and my friends would always talk about that we wanted to do that. So I think he would be proud.